Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
The city of Lloydminster is doing what it can to address housing needs in the community. Falling primarily under federal and provincial jurisdiction, Lloydminster has completed its housing needs assessment and strategy. It's required by the federal government to begin providing direction for city improvements.
The document gives us the ability to move forward working with nonprofits, developers that would like to pursue some funding opportunities to work with the federal government, be it through CMHC or however that would be, and I believe it'll be CMHC, working with the provincial ministries to address some of the issues in our community.
On January 31st, a public conference was held where Lloyd residents voiced their thoughts on the assessment, with over 90 people coming forward with ideas for the future.
The city won't be taking the lead. We talk about being the quarterback, the leadership, but the action will not be the city digging a hole and building a house or building condos or apartments, but we will play a role in that. So certainly we'll look towards developers, CMHC individuals, people that say, hey, I believe there's an opportunity to build a fourplex, and see that you'll find families that want to rent, or individuals, or a combination thereof.
If you're interested in seeing the updated housing needs assessment and strategy, visit lloydminster.ca. The Vic Juba Community Theatre is holding a guitar workshop for people of all ages and experience levels. Ben Lowan caught up with one of the organizers to get the inside scoop.
I'm here today with Jen McConnell from the Vic Juba Community Theatre to talk about the upcoming Strummin' Guitar Workshop. Jen, thank you so much for taking some time to speak with us today.
Thank you, Ben. We'll make sure to pump it out there too.
So Jen, can you give us an overview of what the workshop will look like?
Absolutely. So we are fortunate to have 6 individuals coming for a performance called the Guitars. So those individuals are going to offer a strumming workshop prior to the show on April 20th. So the workshop's from 6 until 7. And there's going to be 4 different sessions that people can partake in. And it'll be led by Trent Block-Hansen, Evan Davis, Stephen Davis, Bill MacArthur, Tigay Smith, and Marie McDonald.
And Jen, how could this event help people really get into guitar throughout Lloydminster?
So it's a great opportunity for us to give back to the community and those interested in arts and culture, and learn a little bit maybe more. If you're a beginner, these outreach workshops are for you. If you're an expert, come and share some of your knowledge as well. It's a very informal way for this group of individuals to feature their skill set and hopefully encourage others to participate in either guitar or just music in general.
And what can people expect from this incredible night of workshops and music?
In the workshop itself, it's just an opportunity to network with like-minded people that have similar talents and hobbies. It's very casual, informal. Like I said, there's 4 different sessions and they'll run a half hour each. So they'll be staged in different places around the Vic Juba Community Theatre. And then for the evening of the performance, get ready for a classical music extravaganza. Basically, they're going to take you through a variety of different genres and styles and things like that. And it's just going to be a really quality entertainment experience. And
finally, Jen, can you just give us all the extra details?
Absolutely. So all the details, if you don't remember what I'm going to tell you, is on our website, vicjubatheatre.ca/the-guitars. You can find all the information there, and if you're interested in signing up for the workshop, you can either call our box office at 780-872-7400 and provide your name, phone number, and age, or you can email our box office at box.office@vicjubatheatre.ca and just provide the information there that you're interested in attending the workshop.
And Jen, this feels like it'll be a great night for guitars throughout Lloydminster. Thank you so much for taking some time to speak with us today.
As Saskatchewan teachers begin their work to rule job action, the province is offering a new way to resolve the bargaining impasse. The provincial government says it's willing to introduce an amendment to the Education Act that will guarantee funding to address classroom complexity. CTV's Wayne Mantika has the latest.
The Education Minister revealed his latest offer to teachers during question period. I should let the House know, Mr. Speaker, that what has been offered to the union leadership, Mr. Speaker, is actually to put the accountability framework in legislation. But what did they say, Mr. Speaker? They said no, Mr. Speaker. This is a government that's trying to get a deal done.
The government has committed $356 million annually to address classroom complexity. Teachers want the pledge written into their contract. The government has refused, now offering instead that it be written into the Education Act for the duration of the next teacher contract.
You know, obviously, when you put something in the Education Act, that becomes law. And so, you know, I think that was our effort to show that that we're serious about the accountability framework. School divisions are serious about the accountability framework, and that was an option we wanted to put out there.
The offer comes as teachers step up job action through work to rule. The NDP opposition says the government can't be trusted.
And this minister is committing to put it in legislation. I'm not sure that would satisfy the level of accountability that frankly, we need to hold this minister and this Sask Party government to provide for the supports our classrooms need.
The education minister believes the two sides are actually close to agreement, and that the major remaining hurdle is how best to guarantee that classroom complexity will be addressed. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
Now here are your agriculture prices for today. The Lloydminster Golf and Curling Club opened its driving range to the public earlier today, giving golfers their first taste of summer. The golf course is yet to open, but the staff have a plan in place and are working hard to get golfers on the links shortly.
Yeah, it's an exciting time of year, of course, for our golfing community. So today at noon was the opening of our driving range at the Lloydminster Golf Course. I've seen behind me as lots of golfers coming in and hitting balls on the range, and anticipating waiting to get on the golf course, which will happen in the next week or two, weather pending.
Newton says that golf in the community has skyrocketed since COVID and is a great way to meet other golfers, enjoy the outdoors, and improve your game. The Lloydminster Golf and Curling Club offers all types of membership packages as well and can be purchased online through their website or at the Pro Shop. The Lloydminster Bobcats are officially preparing for their next season with their spring camp held this past weekend. Our Thomas Wildman has more.
The Lloydminster Bobcats hosted young hockey prospects from near and far for a weekend training camp that also included multiple exhibition games throughout the weekend for players to show off their skills to the Bobcats coaches and scouts.
A great opportunity to showcase our community and also for us to be able to bring prospects we've watched all winter into town and take a look at them compete against each other. And Andrew Gilbert, our head scout's done a great job all winter and in preparation for this, and looking forward to again moving forward with prospects and also some of those young players that'll stay in our system for years to come.
Plenty of young local talent from Lloydminster minor hockey come to the camp every year with the dream of one day playing for the Bobcats.
It was a very fun weekend. I thought I did great. Pace was very good out there. Physical game, a lot of good goals. Everyone was working together. Great teams.
The Bobcats will continue to evaluate the next generation of players when they host their Futures Camp. Thomas Wildman, Primetime, Local News.
Abby St. John is back in now to take a second look at our weather forecast.
Thanks so much, Leanne. We saw a pretty sunny day out today, quite nice out. Even early this morning was nice, and we're sitting at 14 degrees right now. However, it is quite windy, 35-kilometer-per-hour winds, and that's obviously going to carry over into tomorrow as well. Current temperatures in Alberta, 15 up in Cold Lake, 13 in Athabasca, 11 in Edmonton, 10 out in Whitecourt. Edson is sitting at 8, Jasper is sitting at 7, -1 in Rocky Rocky Mountain House, and 2 out in Red Deer. And in Saskatchewan, 15 in Meadow Lake, North Battleford and Saskatoon, 14 in Prince Albert, and 11 out in Melfort. If we head up north in Saskatchewan, 11 in Uranium City and Stony Rapids, 12 degrees in Wollaston Lake and South End, 13 in La Loche and Buffalo Narrows, and 16 in Flin Flon. In Alberta, 3 in High Level, 4 up in Fort Chipewyan, 15 in Fort Mac, 6 in Peace River, 7 in Grand Prairie, and 10 out in Slave Lake. Down south in Alberta, 13 in Coronation, 14 in Medicine Hat and Lethbridge, 11 in Calgary, and 5 out in Banff. In Saskatchewan, 14 in Kindersley and Swift Current, 16 in Moose Jaw and Estevan, 15 in Regina, and 11 out in Yorkton. Overnight tonight in North Battleford will drop down to 1 degrees. It will be mostly cloudy as the evening rolls in, and that wind will be at 19 kilometers per hour. But other than that, it should be a relatively nice evening out. In Cold Lake will drop down to 0, and those clouds will start to increase as the evening goes on. 15 kilometer per hour winds, so similar to North Battleford, it shouldn't be too bad of an evening. And then more overnight temperatures across the region. -1 in Meadow Lake, Provost, and Isla Crosse. +1 in Bonnyville, and -2 in Paradise Hill, and mainly clear to a little bit of increasing clouds in Paradise Hill, and then that wind speeds will be between 22 and 9 kilometers per hour, so not too bad. A little bit breezier in Provost and in Bonnyville. More overnight temperatures, 0 out in Murnum and Pierceland, -1 in Unity and Wainwright, and -2 out in Calgary. In Calgary, there's about a 46% chance of some showers early on into the evening and patchy clouds. And cloud coverage is going to be a common factor in the majority of the region. And those wind speeds will pick up in Murnum and Wainwright at 24 kilometers per hour, 22 in Unity. Overnight tonight here in Lloydminster will drop down to -1. Partially cloudy skies, and that wind will be at around 22 kilometers per hour, so it is going to feel a little bit on the cooler side. And then tomorrow it's going to be a little bit cooler than the last couple of days, a high of 11 and a low of -3, a mix of sun and cloud. On Thursday, it warms up just a little bit, a high of 13 and a low of +1, a mix of sun and cloud. As well on Friday, mix of sun and cloud with a high of 15 and a low of 1. On Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 14 and a low of -2. And then on Sunday, expect sunny days and pretty warm as we almost get into 20-degree territory with a high of 18 and a low of 3. And then on Monday, those clouds will roll back in with a 75% chance of some rain. So it is going to be a little bit cooler with a high of 12 and a low of -1. And then things cool off even more with a high of 5 and a low of -5 next Tuesday. And it will be cooler with an intermittent of snow, about a 67% chance that we could see some snowfall as of next Tuesday. That's a look at the next 7 days here in the border city. We'll have more news coming up after the break. At Border Paws Animal Shelter for another edition of Pet Project, and today we have Twinkie, one of the sweetest girls here, I think. Tell me about her story, how she came to be, and what her best fit would be.
Yeah, so Twinkie came to us at the end of November as a stray from just east of Lloydminster. She was quite timid when she came in and was like very submissive and crouching at the ground and scared of us at first, but warmed up quickly. She's very social with dogs and has actually been getting fostered by Jaden at the Mutt Hut, Lloydminster. So she gets to play in daycare and has been having sleepovers, as well as another dog, Lemon, that she's been fostering for us. So she's very dog social, would love to be in a home with another dog for her to play with, or multiple dogs. She has been cat tested and did okay. I think she would maybe chase if a cat was outside, but seemed to do pretty good and wasn't fixated or anything concerning. She's good with kids, so maybe older kids that would play with her and play tug and fetch and that kind of thing. And we'd love to find a family that would maybe continue with an obedience class or something like that to work on her manners. But as you can see, she's pretty sweet as it is.
Yes, and you have her listening to commands very well. Trait motivated,
Yes,
obviously,
very.
but what dog isn't? But she's listened to your commands very well. I think working on maybe jumping up.
Yeah.
But that's every dog's problem for sure.
And she's just under 2 years old, I forgot to say.
Yes, and I was going to bring that up because my cameraman actually asked a good question if she's fully grown, because she is a shepherd, so you think she'd be a little bit bigger.
Yeah, she's a nice size, and we don't think she'll get too much bigger from this. She's pretty much done growing, might fill out a little bit. But yeah, as you can see, she's a very loving dog, very treat motivated, likes her toys, but I think she's more motivated by people and other dogs.
Yes, for sure. Very happy. She came right up to us when we walked into the room, so I think she definitely warm up very quickly to really any strangers that come into your household. So that's always a positive as well. Now, we brought this up last week, but it's always good as it's continuing. The AGM meeting is tonight for you guys. Tell me a little bit about info and what the public should know if they'd like to attend.
Yeah, so if you want to come, it is tonight at 6:30, and they are holding it at the shelter. So you can come in and check out the new building and listen to what we've been up to over the last year. They'll do kind of a summary of all the things that happened to the shelter and the move and building and that kind of stuff. And there'll also be sharing reports, which are available to the public as well, and will be posted, I believe, on our website online in the weeks to come. And it's just kind of a summary of how many animals came through the shelter, how many found adoptive homes, how many were reclaimed by their families, and that kind of stuff. Can you sit? Where's your sit? Yes. Good job. But yeah, just so you can see what types of animals. We actually even had a turtle last year, and quite a few cats and dogs, and even a few birds. So
a lot of different animals have come through this shelter for sure. And also something, you know, to ease the stress of college students currently taking exams. You will be bringing some of the puppies along with cats and other animals to help alleviate the stress. So tell me about that. So if any students watch this and wondering what's up, how they can, you know, snag a peek at those puppies, I would definitely find any possible way to track them down for sure.
Yeah, so we've been talking to Ricky at Lakeland College, and we set up a time this Thursday and next Thursday from about 10:30 to 2:30. Our staff and volunteers are going to be going down with our puppies, who are about 2.5 months old now, and bringing them to visit with the students and give them a little stress relief from the exam so they can focus on something cute and fun. And then the following week on Thursday, same time, 10:30 to 2:30. And we're gonna do, we're hoping to bring some kittens or cats that day, so.
Yeah. And speaking of the puppies, how are they doing? They are up for foster to adopt, which are still, they're up for grabs still. So tell me about that process and what people.
So right now we are asking if anyone is interested in adopting. You can come meet them, apply for adoption, and then you are able to foster to adopt, which means we provide the food, we provide everything you need, and you just get to provide the loving home. And then once they are spayed and neutered and ready, we can finalize adoption. And yeah, it's a good way to get them out of the shelter environment and into loving families' homes right away, so that they're getting more one-on-one time. And then make some space for us too, because we are still way over capacity for dogs. But yeah, the puppies are now eating kibble completely. They're still learning house training, very playful, love following people around. They would love like an active home with another dog or kids or somebody that they can play with lots and get their energy out. And they are going to be large dogs, so definitely looking for large dog family.
Yes, make sure to keep that in mind. That they may be small now, they're going to be ginormous once they grow up. And on top of that, you also have some litters of kittens as well. Very adorable little ones that we'll see. So tell me about them and what when they are ready to be fostered or even to adopt.
Yeah, so right now they are being treated. They were a little bit sick when they came in, but they're doing well. They came in from Eiley, actually. There's a caring fellow there that looks after stray cats in the community and then brings them to us when we have room to help them out. So we brought 2 litters of kittens from 2 moms that were kind of sharing custody of each other's kittens, and it was a combined effort helping each other out. And then we have a 3rd pregnant female as well that's expecting kittens. So they're not ready yet, but we will be looking for foster homes in the near future for them. So definitely apply if you haven't already, and fill out our application, and then ask to join the foster group on Facebook if you are interested in helping out that way.
And there'll be definitely a lot to choose
Yes.
from, especially
and lots of colors and sizes.
Especially
and
when the 3rd cat gives birth too. There's going to be a lot to choose from, and they are adorable. So that's very exciting, and hopefully they get adopted into their forever homes for sure. Now, finally, same question as every week. Any donations that you're in need of?
So we're doing great on wet dog food and cat food. So now we're just looking for kibble for dogs and cats. Still looking for some plastic litter pans for cats as well. And I wanted to put it out there that we're always looking for strong leashes. Twinkie, come here. So like Twinkie is wearing, we love the nylon or leather leashes. They can be 4 to 6 feet just for walking dogs of her size or bigger. So we want to make sure they're strong. So always looking for good leashes and collars to be donated, and also thinking about the outdoor area. Having some rubber or hard plastic durable toys for the dogs to play with outdoors in the outdoor kennels. It's that time of year and they're loving being out there now, so it would be awesome if we could have some decent toys out there that they can't wreck right away like tennis balls.
Yes, for sure. And it's great that they're outside more now that the weather is warming up, and it's going to continue to be warm for right now, at least, fingers crossed.
Yes.
But that's awesome. Twinkie was a fantastic guest, and she is so sweet. She will make the perfect addition to any family. Even if you have an already existing dog, I think it'll make it that much better. So thank you again for joining me.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery, downtown Lloydminster.
I am here with Jim Storch from Vermilion today, and we are talking about the Vermilion Armories, and they are working to get the armories upgraded, I guess. It's quite a historical building. What can you tell me about it?
Well, the original building was built in 1951. There are some major upgrades to the flooring about a decade and a half ago, but now the Armories Historical Society, we've taken over the building about 2 years ago from the Legion, and we're looking at doing some window repairs, some bathroom upgrades, some painting, etc. We're just trying to maintain and upgrade the building.
I understand that you and your family have a bit of a historical connection to the building as well. What can you tell me about that?
Yes, I was fortunate enough to be a cadet in the mid-'80s, and second generation, 2 of my sons have gone through the cadet program as well, the LER 2645, the Loyal Edmonton Regiment.
All right.
Cadets.
Well, I understand that with the upgrades that are being done, other groups can use the building, or that's the hope.
Yes.
They'll be able to rent out the spaces and that kind of thing.
Yeah, we have a marvelous facility. We currently have the Vermilion Archery Club in there. We have the LER 2645 cadets in there, as well as we have a martial arts crew in there as well.
All right. Now, I think you're using a fairly, well, at least I'm not familiar with it, a new platform for doing this fundraiser. Can you tell me about that?
Oh, thank you, yes. We're using the rafflebox.ca. It's an online raffle system. So you go to rafflebox.ca, go to the top right corner, click on Find a Raffle. A little search tab will come up. Type in LCOL, and a little icon will pop up. Click on that and purchase as many tickets as you'd like.
All right, and what is the cost for the tickets?
The tickets are $20 each, and we have 1,000 printed, so get them before they're gone. And we have some wonderful prizes for you as well.
Yeah, I saw that. Some fairly significant amounts of beef, is that correct? Yep. Yeah, so tell me about the prizes.
Okay, we have some farm-raised, locally grass-fed beef, 2 quarters, so there'll be a mixed quarter, half of the front and half of the back, so you get a very good selection of beef. There's 2 prizes of that. The Cornerstone Co-op in Vermilion has been wonderful to deal with. They've given us a generator and a lawnmower. And J. Storch Knives, myself, I'm taking some metal from a World War cannon, German cannon, and using that to build a knife and I'm replicating a WW1 German trench fighting knife.
Wow. That's pretty interesting.
Lots of fun.
I'm sure there's I know there's a lot of collectors and lots of collectible shows that happen here, and so I imagine that'll get a fair amount of interest as well.
I'm certainly looking forward to it and meeting the new owner.
Right. Now, when does this all happen?
The raffle started a little while ago, but it is ending on April 30th, so time is getting pretty limited.
All right, so thank you very much, Jim. I do appreciate your time today, and good luck with the raffle. I know we've only got a couple of weeks, but good luck with it, and we'll check back and see how things went for you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
And those are all the stories that we have for you tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a good evening.